we'd like to thank the following sponsors.
Welcome to the presentation of the 2020 Glass Magazine Awards Special Recognition Program. I am Katie Devlin, Associate Publisher and Editor-in-Chief of Glass Magazine, and I am joined today by my colleague Nora Dick, Associate Editor and Researcher for Glass Magazine. Since its inception, the prestigious Glass Magazine Awards program has provided an opportunity to recognize the best and the brightest innovations in glass industry products and projects. And as we began to develop a plan for this year's program, we recognized that industry innovation has really taken on a new role with new importance in 2020 in the face of COVID. For the 2020 program, we decided to launch a special recognition program to highlight the incredible and swift work of our industry companies, the work that they did to keep everyone from their building occupants to customers to their own employees safe during the pandemic. Nora, I'll hand it over to you to discuss the program more in depth.
Thanks, Katie. We received almost 200 submissions for the program. These submissions showcase the depth and breadth of the glass industry's contribution to communities during the pandemic. Our Glass Magazine Awards program this year recognizes those products, projects, and services that help safeguard communities and essential workplaces. It spotlights businesses that invested in employee safety, as well as those that use lean manufacturing to mitigate labor force and safety issues on the factory floor. And it highlights companies that adapted to the new normal by providing essential education and/or product information to the industry through online communication channels. We will take a few minutes to highlight the program honorees in the presentation today. I also encourage you to take a look at the feature article in the September-October issue of Glass Magazine and to visit a photo gallery of innovations from all highlighted companies at glassmagazine.com.
Thanks, Nora. So our first category of our 2020 program highlights essential projects. And by this, we mean glass in hospitals and healthcare environments. It became clear very early on in the pandemic that glass plays an important multifunctional role in hospital environments, protecting against spread of virus while also providing a human connection and access to daylighting and views.
In 2018, Pei Cobfried and Partners Architects completed a major renovation on the David H. Koch Center, part of New York Presbyterian Hospital in New York City, which became an epicenter of the pandemic. Glass played a major role in the firm's design, says Emma Cobb, senior editor, with the purpose of increasing natural light to aid in patient comfort. The design allowed for light in areas of the hospital that are typically cut off, such as circulation, waiting, and transfusion areas, she says. Meanwhile, at the Montefiore New Rochelle Hospital, additional hospital improvements came in response to the pandemic. GAMCO Corporation provided a new custom fabricated emergency department entrance constructed after the onset of COVID-19. According to Bailey Schroeder, executive assistant at GAMCO, GAMCO was able to provide high-end architectural products to finish this critical undertaking as quickly and efficiently as possible in order to protect both patients and healthcare providers within the Montefiore Hospital. The next category looks at innovative safety products. Numerous glass industry companies immediately pivoted at the start of the pandemic to provide a range of protective products, especially glass barriers and easy-to-clean glass coatings. Here's a list of companies that submitted innovative protective safety products. Now we'll look through some submission highlights. First, we have the Binswanger glass fabricated intubation boxes for frontline healthcare workers. The box creates a barrier between the intubated patient and the healthcare worker. Here's the Secure One test from Old Castle building envelope. This is a four-sided, positive pressure, easy to clean, modular product with integrated glove ports, which allows medical professionals to interact with patients while lowering risk of contamination. From Innovative Glass Corp, we have LC Privacy Glass. According to company officials, research shows that privacy glass is a more hygienic option than curtains, being touchless, and the barriers aid in patient care during the pandemic. Unicell Architectural Corporation also developed a privacy product with its vision control door units. According to Vivian Chan, Director of Sales and Marketing at Unicell, this technology allows hospital personnel to decrease their use of personal protective equipment by 30%, partly by reducing the need for extending the IV lines to patients from the corridor and allowing for maintained physical distancing while providing proper patient monitoring and operational savings. Next, I'll highlight a range of barrier and partition solutions, beginning with the custom barriers from Morse Industries. Gamco Corp and Temco Glass also collaborated on the InvisiGuard partition system that uses low iron glass for maximum clarity and visible light transmittance. Of note, the companies also donated glass partitions to other workplaces, including local small businesses and community centers. Though not a traditional glass barrier, Winco Windows Transero window solution, which features a vertical shade encased in an insulating glass unit, helps to minimize allergens and contaminants that can cling to shade fabric and provides a touchless alternative to traditional drapes. C.R. Lawrence introduced 5 new glass barrier products to meet the needs of customers. The hardware and barrier solutions are tailored to meet the evolving design and safety needs of restaurant, retail, workplace, medical, education, and transportation environments. And a few other companies. The Fulbright Glassboards, which developed the Fulbright Glassboards, which developed the Isolate Mobile, which are mobile glass screens to protect offices, restaurants, and common areas. The mobile base is narrow by design with no protruding legs to trip over. And Dillmeyer Glass Barrier Products. The company's Vice President of Engineering and Special Projects, Cody Tran, and his team had to create a custom solution glass divider for a large multi-branch investment bank with only a 2-week lead time. In total, they fabricated more than 7,000 glass panels for approximately 250,000 square feet of workspace nationwide. This helped over 3,000 employees get back to work while remaining safe and healthy in the midst of a pandemic. As in the US, many Italian glass fabricators began producing glass barriers during the pandemic and used Turlit's fabrication tools to manufacture them. And companies are also promoting specialty glass coatings for barrier systems, such as Pilkington North America's Pilkington Sanitize, a transparent virucidal and bactericidal glass technology. The pyrolytic titanium dioxide-based coating is activated by UV exposure and uses photocatalytic properties to inactivate viruses and bacteria that are on the glass surface, according to Dr. Kayla Natividad, Architectural Technical Services Engineer at Pilkington North America. Unelco Corporation also offered several of its surface treatments for the cleaning of glass, including its Invisible Shield glass coatings and SaniShield glass cleaners and surface wipes, the latter of which can be used to clean and protect glass against contaminants. GGI also offered glass barriers with its new enhanced glass surface protection, a hydrophobic and oleophobic, meaning repelling water and oil respectively, solution, allowing the glass to remain cleaner between disinfections. And finally, Peerless Products introduced an antimicrobial powder coat finish to the architectural market, which the company used to reinforce its window and door frames. The finish's additive ingredient is an inorganic silver agent. While the finish does not eliminate COVID-19, it does work on bacteria such as E. coli, staph, mold, mildew, algae, and fungus. Katie, back to you.
Nora. So next up, let's spotlight some of the efforts companies made to invest in employee health and safety. First, we highlight Oldcastle Building Envelope Secure 1, which we spoke about in the previous section. The company also deployed those same units across all of its glass manufacturing plants to pre-screen employees with relevant COVID exposure questions and temperature checks. OBE also incorporated hands-free applications for hourly workers to clock in, along with a number of other changes to processes, such as limiting travel and face-to-face meetings. Companies also altered the work environments to promote safety. For example, GGI configured office spaces to support social distancing for employees who have returned to work and to provide a protective shield between each worker. GGI used magnetic glass marker board style partitions that are produced by the company, using those on 3 sides of each cubicle, providing each team member a more functional and fun protective shield. In addition to supporting employees' health, several companies also took steps to support their workers directly. One is YKK AP and its sister company, YKK USA Inc. They made corporate donations to double operating dollars available in its Employee Assistance Fund shared by the companies, which also offers grants to employees facing unexpected financial hardships. And while companies were making improvements and changes to keep their own workers safe, some were also looking beyond to provide assistance in their local communities. For example, groups at Quanex in both the US and the UK produced face shields for frontline workers. And employees at various plants provided local support by organizing blood drives, donating PPE, and even taking out ads to congratulate graduating seniors. According to Quanex's Aaron Johnson, the company and its employees, in conjunction with the Quanex Foundation, donated $500,000 to charities in the Quanex hometowns.
Next up, we'll look at innovations in manufacturing environments and management processes, where we saw companies institute new procedures and look to more automated technologies to address a range of challenges, such as supply chain, social distancing, and increased need for virtual communications. For example, Lafayette Metal and Glass increased in-house production due to supply chain concerns. Adelio La Tuada launched the Cyberall project to automate activities and increase production flexibility. The project includes robotic solutions that require only one operator. Salem Flat Glass and Mirror provides automation and robotic solutions for CNC lines, edgers, insulating glass lines, lamination lines, and more. And here is Erdmann's one operator U-shaped IG line, which, as the name suggests, was designed to require only one operator. Software has also been important as companies move to distanced virtual communications and processes, from order entry to delivery. Here is A&W and its iQuote system that allows customers, salespeople, and even internal order entry employees to configure and automate quotes, place orders, generate documentation, and communicate status all in real time.
Our final section of the awards program looks at company communications, how businesses distributed vital information to customers and employees. This communication was particularly important with new safety and health rules. For example, companies in Pennsylvania were tasked with creating a new role, the Pandemic Safety Officer. In order to ensure compliance and provide training relevant to Glazers, District Council 21, Glazers Local 525, partnered with the Finishing Trades Institute of the Mid-Atlantic Region's Health and Safety Department to create a new training program. Continuing on the topic of education, Fenatech canceled its Fenatech User Conference and moved to a virtual conference for the first time in the event's 18-year history. The online event hosted over 200 Fenatech users around the world. Pilkington North America developed an online education program for the next generation of workers. Officials said that many students had summer internships canceled due to the crisis, and leadership worked to mitigate this fallout. The company developed a 6-week virtual education program designed to help grow technical and professional knowledge of the engineering and glass manufacturing world, as well as provide some skills to help prepare for success in the workforce. And we're also recognizing important communications between businesses and their customers. Here's a campaign from DFI. Officials said they worked in their communications to carefully balance customers' need for information with the effects of the pandemic. And here's a campaign from Innovative Glass Corporation, which featured videos on its social media and online platforms communicating with the health sector regarding its smart glass technologies. So that concludes our presentation for the 2020 Glass Magazine Awards Special Recognition Program. Thanks to all of the companies who submitted. It is really impressive and motivating to see the moves that you all made in the early days and weeks of the pandemic to protect workers, to meet needs of customers, and most importantly, to serve your communities. Thank you for joining us, and once again, learn more about these submissions and industry innovations at glassmagazine.com.